Hey, Steve Zonardo here at Treviso Realty and Treviso Homes. Exciting news today. We received our final set of drawings for the property that we're going to be building in Cape Coral. Very exciting. So these are the bid set plans. So now we can send them out to different trades, sub trades, and kind of get pricing on the future of this because we have a certain amount, a dollar per foot that we want to be in to make sure this is profitable and worth our time. So still in debate if we're going to join up with a general contractor that has their trades and will manage the whole job. We just put up the money. I mean, that's always an option. But ultimately, if there's going to be a lot of money left on the table with that way of doing things, then we're probably going to go the other way. Is that we manage it from the start to the end, and then just rely on maybe consulting a few things when we need them. But again, we're in the construction trades. This is pretty simple. Just ultimately, it's the knowing a little bit of the guidelines of everything. So we'll be relying heavily on our sub trades. But let's have a look at the plan here. So this is it in its final beauty here. So this is it, ready to go. We like the property. I think we've done a hell of a job with the layout. I think looking at other properties that were for sale, I think they forgot about the consumer on this because some are 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, so there's more. It's just, I mean, there's no beauty to the property. You're kind of shortening out your living space. I think if you're going to be in Southwest Florida, you want to have that luxurious life where you kind of walk in and everything's kind of open and feels airy, and it feels good as soon as you walk in. That's the whole point of how we designed this house. So clearly we went right away to 10-foot ceilings because that's going to do that automatically, and obviously the layout. But real pretty here. Let's see. So we got that 10-foot ceiling, our 14-foot foyer here. Kind of ripped this off from GL Homes, to be honest. I like that. Every time we walked into their single-family homes, it was just beautiful. Let's have a look here. So yeah, we got all our cross sections regarding the concrete, the footing, and the slab. I'm not sure about this. I think I'd like to pour this in concrete rather than have concrete block because they want you to do a footing, then concrete block with obviously rebar through the middle here, and then do the slab on top. But I think I'd like to do this like footing, then do concrete little walls here, little foundation walls, and then ultimately do the slab on top. But we'll figure that out when we start, dealing with the trades that are going to be doing the concrete work. Yeah, it's pretty much it. This is it in its entirety, which is exciting. These are 0 corner doors. You see it's like heavy structural here. Clearly because this is all going to be glass, so they have to do something here. And clearly this is going to be another beam here to hold up the roof, another bearing point. But really cool. I believe this area, because it's the garage, probably going to have to be fire rated. I think that's why it's a different color. Yeah, everything's here. The door schedules, window schedules, all the headers that need to be put in. This is all very familiar to me. And here, this is lovely. So I used to be a carpenter, if you didn't know. So we would be building roofs, and this is right up our alley. So Hipson Valley, really, really beautiful roof. I think you can go obviously a lot more plain, but look how much work on the roof here. And this is the beauty of a house, like all these hips and valleys, all this definition, because it's like wearing a nice hat, right? It makes sense for me. So looking at this is quite exciting to kind of see all the different definitions here, because we want to build obviously a beautiful property and stamp my name on it. Treviso Homes. This is obviously, Treviso is very important to us. This is where my father is from. So this is like obviously more of it's more sentimental too, because he was in construction and then never got ahead to do the building process as what we're doing now. So this is obviously a tribute to him and his hard work over the 40 years in Canada, working his ass off and hot and cold. But that's it. So this is a little cross section here. This is the air handler. We're gonna stick it right in the garage here. Usually put them on the side, and they stuff them up into the ceiling. There's no point of like building a mechanical room and then it takes up space. You can just put it up there. And it's obviously we can kind of create more space, because then we would have to give up this beautiful walk-in closet and the pantry, so it didn't make sense to just kind of utilize the space in the ceiling of the garage. These are our electrical drawings here. Some more cross sections, and obviously some notes here for specifications. Now, this was interesting. If you kind of look at the top plate, this is the framing. So if there's a bearing wall, look at the nail pattern. So it's every 6 inches in rolls of two. This is like there's no more wood after you nail this together. Um, but you can kind of see the detail regarding the work into these properties. Also the rebar, like you kind of see all the rebar how it's flowing through the house. We have like fill zones in different sections of the. I think it's every 2 feet on center, if I'm not mistaken. And what they do is they hollow out the cylinder blocks. They put rebar in, or the rebar is coming in right through the footing into the slab and into the actual wall cavity. And then what they do is they fill it up with mortar, just kind of make it. They call it a fill cell, just to make it more supportive. That's why even when we had a storm here just recently, or 2 days ago, it was supposed to be a big hurricane. It went north, thankfully. But again, it's like as long as your windows are secured, you're good to go. These houses are very robust. The only thing you need to worry about is flooding. And then on that topic, talking about flooding, is that I had a conversation with Mike this morning. Is like when we buy our home site or our building site, we're not gonna be looking for the lowest price piece of land. We're looking for something that's obviously in our affordability, or we can afford the best property we can afford, which is what we're going to buy. Number one, we don't want to have like septic or sewer. We want to have municipal water for sure. I think that's a huge selling feature in the future. Also, we want to be different on a different elevation, more of a higher elevation. We don't want to be in a low-lying land where we have to dump a ton of soil to kind of bring the house up to the 13 to 15 foot above sea level specs. So it's like I'd rather pay a little bit more money now, even if it's double, triple the cost of the lot right now. I'd rather do that, and being sales as our main source of business the last 10 years, it's like when you're talking to buyers, how do you sell a property, and what has the most features and benefits is always going to sell in the future. And then how do you differentiate yourself against other properties in the area, because everybody under the sun became a builder. I'm doing this for different reasons. This is more of a fulfillment in life. This is not just just a turning dollars. This is obviously we want to make money doing it, but this is more of like the future for me. So we're going to do this right, and we want to have a better product on the market than any other builder there. And there's some decent properties I've seen there, and there's not so decent properties. So we want to fit up on the top level of that, provide a good product. When we sell, they want to provide great customer service to whoever buy this property. We want to make sure we build a brand and a name, because it's one this year, or next year rather, and then it's going to be 3 the year after that, then it's going to be 5, and then we're going to go to 10. There's a whole expansion to this too. We don't want to just do one-offs. We're in it to win it, and we're going to hustle as much as we can, and get this thing to some scale. Like clearly I'd love to be doing 50 to 60 houses a year at some point. So hammer time. Have a great weekend, guys. Talk soon. Ciao.